Guys, time for a bit of time traveling with the 1949 film version of A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, based on the Mark Twain story, starring Bing Crosby, Rhonda Fleming, William Bendix, and Sir Cedric Hardwicke. Now, in 1905, blacksmith Hank Martin, Bing Crosby, is trying to return a horse to his owner during a storm and ends up getting knocked out by a tree. When he wakes up, he finds himself in Camelot, circa 528 AD. Now, found by Sir Sagramore Le Desirous, or as Hank ends up calling him, Saggy, and this character is played by William Bendix. Hank is then condemned to be burned to death by King Arthur's court. Performing a miracle, he is knighted by King Arthur, Sir Cedric Hardwicke, becoming Sir Boss. Now, at a ball, he meets one of King Arthur's nieces, the Lady Alisande, Rhonda Fleming, and falls in love with her, even though she is engaged to Sir Lancelot. Hank jousts with Sir Lancelot, winning his own way, but Sandy goes back to Lancelot. Now, Hank gets the king and Saggy to join him on a trip through the kingdom so that King Arthur can learn what his people really think of him. Now, as I think this might be getting to be a little too much plot description, I think I'll just leave it there and suggest you just watch the movie. Now, I will admit that this movie is a little harder to recommend because of one reason. It is based on a well-known story. Now, how anybody reacts to this movie will depend very much on how they feel about the original story. I have read the original story as well as the Wishbone version of it. I know that fact dates me just a little bit. But my conclusion on this movie is that it feels like the writers used the main concept from the story of the guy going back in time to the court of King Arthur and makes use of a few specific events from the story, although some of them kind of get moved around. Use a few character names and just wrote a story that was pretty much built around Bing's screen persona and the usual type of musical that he would do. Now, for me, that works, because I enjoy most of Bing's movies, so I enjoy the movie far better than the original story. For those that are still young enough to write book reports, I would not suggest watching this movie to help you write it, because you would get a lot wrong. But for me, there are many wonderful things about this movie. One wonderful and very hilarious, I think, scene is at the ball, when Hank is introduced to the lords and ladies of the court. Now, he sees the old-style dancing and the music, and decides to make a few changes. Once he gets the musicians to start a new tune, he then starts to dance with Sandy in a more modern ballroom style. Now, at first, everybody else is incensed, until the king sees that it looks like it's fun as well, and then everybody joins in. It always cracks me up, and is one moment that I always find the movie well worth watching. I would say that the music is quite enjoyable as well. For me, the main standouts are the romantic tune, Once and For Always, and the comedy song, Busy Doing Nothing. Now, just as a whole, I do enjoy this movie and recommend it very much. At least those who can live with the movie not being a strict interpretation of the story. The movie is available on DVD from Universal and is about 1 hour and 47 minutes in length. Thanks for listening, everybody. Keep tuning in.